Hey everybody, we are here because we have got some news. Yesterday, we had what Marvel is saying the final trailer
All
to
right.
Eternals coming out in November, which I'm okay with. Only two trailers, nothing else. I'm
All you
perfectly
need.
fine with that. It's all you need. And I will say, Gary and I know if you go back, if you check out our trailer reaction to the first trailer, you will see that Gary and I both were just kind of like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
It looked
Well,
pretty dumb.
mainly me because I hadn't watched the trailer yet when we did that episode. I never told you.
Oh yeah,
I just kind of made it up as we went. I didn't have time to watch it, and I was just kind of like, "Yep, it's a movie." What do you
yeah,
think? Yeah, but I did watch this trailer.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but the
much.
first trailer, I know it was just so boring. Nothing
Yeah.
happened. People walking around. You're just like, really? Trailers are supposed to get you hyped. It was nothing. I will say, this trailer actually gave us a little bit more and
Hmm.
actually answered some of the questions we had.
Hmm.
Gary, I love how this trailer just said, we're gonna go ahead and attack the questions everyone is asking.
Yep.
Like, where were you during Thanos? Why didn't you intervene during this? Why didn't you
Hmm.
intervene during this event? And uh, and I did appreciate that they answered some of those questions. And this is kind
Hmm.
of the graphic that came out with it now. Um, they pretty much said it. They're like, hey, like we were ordered that we're not allowed to um, intervene unless there's a deviant involved.
Yeah.
And Gary, I do have a question for you, my man,
Hmm.
because I did this, and I just want to see if you did too. When they said we couldn't get involved unless there's a deviant involved, did you think Loki because of
Oh,
the variant stuff?
a little bit. Yeah. I didn't, but that's the interesting point.
Yeah. Well, that was me. Like my first thought was like, oh, so we're tying this into Loki. But I was
Yeah.
like, and then like I was watching it again. I was like, no, wait, that's variant. This is
Oh,
deviant.
yeah.
Okay, this is different stuff. I'm an
Yeah.
idiot.
Yeah. Well, it would have made sense if it was variant because it would have been right after Loki, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think so. This trailer, I think they heard the cries of people like me and a
Hmm.
lot of people who had no idea what the Eternals are.
Hmm.
So when I watched that first trailer, only thing I knew was Marvel.
Yeah.
Okay, so this they were like, okay, we gotta make a trailer and explain who these people are, and I was like, oh, okay, and very
Hmm.
interesting concept. Now I'm it's gonna probably see it regardless because we do the show, but
Right.
but now I'm actually excited for it because like, oh, okay, this concept of why they weren't involved and what they do.
Hmm.
All right, I'm interested in it.
Right. And like, and even my thing, like coming out of this a little bit, I was still just like, well, so they kind of seem like watchers, which are already kind of like
Hmm.
like introduced like these guys who just kind of watch things,
Hmm.
but like it's even beyond that. Like they weren't even just like watching things in the universe, they're just kind of there to observe and see what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
And I have done a little bit of digging, so some of this, if I'm wrong, those who are watching, my apologies. But I did do a little bit of digging. So these Eternals, they're part of like I guess the Celestials, which I'll show here in a second because this was also in the trailer.
Hmm.
They ended up creating these Eternals, and then there's the Deviants, which are like the Eternals, but they have this deviant gene, and they're a little bit different with superpowers, and that's what Thanos is,
Okay.
because he's like an Eternal slash deviant. Some of the stuff I read is that he's kind of half and half. He's not a full deviant, a full Eternal. That's why he's kind of weird. And
Which is
like
why
in
they
this race,
couldn't interfere with him.
right? Because he's not a full deviant.
So their job is to keep these deviants at bay.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the
That's
only
what,
time they can interfere. And
gotcha.
so again, I had to do a little bit of research because I know nothing about the Eternals. Like seriously, like I've heard the name, but I've never read or looked into anything. And I
Yeah.
was just kind of like, because it was like when I was looking through stuff back in the day, it was like that's not something else I'm looking to get into. Like Guardians of the Galaxy was cosmic enough for me,
Yes.
and Thanos and Galactus. That was all cosmic enough for me. So anything beyond that, I just didn't pay attention to. Outside of Howard the Duck, because that movie was absolutely terrible. As a kid, I loved it, and I just wanted to know more about Howard the Duck. I just thought it was cool.
It's on
But other than
4K
that-
now.
Oh, is it? I
It
might
is.
buy it just out of principle.
Yeah, it's on 4K. So, question for you: you brought up Guardians of the Galaxy, which is my favorite non-Avengers Marvel movie. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the end credit scene, the gold people, the gold
Uh-huh.
whatever. Is that have anything to do with this, or is that someone else?
So
Who
that's
was
someone
that?
else. That's someone else
Yeah.
in the Cocoon thing. It's called Adam Warlock. And so
Okay.
that's who's in there. And
Okay.
and he's like in the comics, Adam Warlock is the one that comes out and actually helps defeat Thanos. And then
Okay.
he gets the gauntlet, and things go bad, and then Nebula comes
Yeah.
in, and either way, just a whole nother thing.
I wonder why
Um,
we haven't seen anything of him since the end credit scene.
yeah,
Anyway,
I
I know
have
that's
no idea.
a side note, but I was just wondering.
Yeah, yeah. So that's
Yeah.
something else. But then these guys, and then there's also the whole. So now there's this theory that, and I don't know if this is comic or not. I just read this that there's a very good chance this is how they're going to introduce um, mutants, the mutants, the X-Men and stuff into the universe.
Oh, okay.
Is that these
Okay.
Eternals have reproduced with humans and stuff, giving them some of their mutated powers, and these
Okay.
deviants that they're supposed to keep away. Because apparently, like the one green dude at the end of this trailer, that's with Angelina Jolie's character. I think her name's Thena. Apparently, they have some kids, and so they kind of like start the whole mutant gene thing. And so
Okay.
there's a theory that that's how they're going to introduce how they got here.
That could be interesting. Yeah.
That could be interesting, but they'll have to do some back work because this is obviously taking place after the snap, which they addressed.
Yes.
And
it
they
did.
even said the snap is what's causing this emergence, whatever that is.
It said
so-
something about the energy. It was enough energy to bring something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I love that in game, and this is just what Marvel does well. It wasn't, not everything's fixed. It's still chaos.
Yeah.
Because you take people away, and then 5 years later you bring them all back. It creates chaos, and I love how we're still dealing with the ramifications of that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love how they done it. I mean, you saw it in Far From Home, which to me, honestly, is probably the most interesting part. You have Far From Home dealing with all the issues,
Yep.
and you've had these miniseries dealing with these issues as well. WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, because the events of Endgame is what made Loki happen.
Yeah.
So you're still having that. Now we're seeing Eternals are dealing with it. We're seeing this multiverse stuff with Doctor Strange coming and Spider-Man. I mean, I like that they did. It isn't the end of Thanos and we're good. Like you said, we have Endgame happen, but they screwed up so much more.
Oh yeah.
And then this even goes back to what Thor said in Avengers. He was like, "You're messing with powers you don't understand when they're talking about the Tesseract, and you messing with the Tesseract just let the whole universe know that the Earth is ready for a higher form of war." And now we're seeing even the ramifications of that starting to happen.
Yeah.
So I will say, like,
Brilliantly done.
yeah, and coming into Phase 4, I wasn't very excited, but now that I'm seeing more and more, I'm like, okay, I can see what you're doing.
Well, I remember me and you having several conversations like after Endgame, they should probably just be done for a long time because what else can they do? And now it's like, oh, all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I realized I said the exact same thing you just said.
Yeah, but okay, but let me tie into like you know how you said they're brilliantly tying stuff in. So they had this is a shot from the trailer.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is a celestial. Now remember these celestials are huge, and we're talking about you said Guardians of the Galaxy is your favorite. So two things in Guardians of the Galaxy was the severed head of a celestial called Nowhere, which is where the Collector was.
Yes.
Giant, so you see he's huge. But here's the other thing: do you remember seeing this guy in Guardians of the Galaxy?
I'm trying to remember. I don't know.
So when the Collector is talking about
Benicio del Toro, correct?
Yeah, Benicio del Toro. When he's talking about the history of the Infinity Stones, he talks about the Power Stone. This dude is the giant celestial dude with the Power Stone, and he's all glowing purple that hits the planet and it blows up. That's this guy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting.
So I wonder if he's the emergence. Maybe the Celestials
Yeah.
are coming now, and maybe this is what brings him in. Maybe this is what brings a Galactus in, who's also a Celestial. Maybe this is how they're bringing in these bigger characters at play
Yeah.
to have these threats that need to be dealt with down the road. So that could be interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad this is the last trailer we're going to get for this because this is all it needed. And it went from, oh, yeah, Eternals. All right, we'll see that till, oh, I'm actually excited about this. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Which is great because I'm like, all right, Marvel, you got me excited for Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Gary and I have our tickets.
We got our
We'll have a
tickets.
review when that comes out.
Entourage.
Can't wait. Yeah.
Yeah. Entourage.
Thank you, AMC. So
Yeah.
we have that, and now we have this, and I'm like, sweet, I'm looking forward to that. And as long as Spider-Man doesn't get delayed,
Oh, Spider-Man is November 2, isn't it?
December.
December. Okay. So, okay. All right. I just realized something. November to December this year, we're going to have Eternals. Shang-Chi in September, Ghostbusters Afterlife, and then Spider-Man. And then, hopefully, Top Gun 2, Maverick.
Sometime this year.
It's going to be a busy holiday season.
Yeah, it's a good thing you have AMC A-list.
It is. Yes. Once again, shout out to my wife for a great Father's Day present.
Yes, it was. And now we're Entourage members, and we can get tickets for each other, and we're good to go.
I just want to say my favorite part about this trailer was the ending where the guy shattered the table.
Oh yeah.
He's like, "Is this vibranium? What's this vibranium? IKEA fall collection." That was really,
Yeah, and you could tell he was so upset.
Yeah.
So
But I was like,
good.
okay, they're gonna have some humor in this. All right, I'm down with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but I do love, like, okay, I don't know if you thought of this, but one thing, two things, I was like, this looks gorgeous, like the effects and everything, like this thing looks awesome, and I like that they are taking a little bit more serious tone, which I hope they keep, because like I remember the Age of Ultron trailer made it look like this is going to be a really serious movie, and it was not that serious.
No,
I mean, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like that serious. I'm hoping they keep that same seriousness
Yeah.
with this movie, especially we have these new characters. Like, this is a good time to like kind of not change genres, but play with the genre,
Yeah.
give it something new. Because let's be honest, I mean, there's got to be a good chunk of the population out there that probably has superhero fatigue, and especially after Black Widow didn't help that cause at all. So I'm hoping Shang-Chi and this will help change that, and hopefully they actually do try new things and do different stuff.
Yeah. And hopefully this trailer will get people to the theater to see it, because the everyday movie fan or whatever probably has no idea who the Eternals are. But the trailer talking about Thanos and movies that they saw probably hopefully get people to the theater to see it.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Did you see the trailer yet? If not, go look it up. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know if you're excited, not excited about it. What do you think? Like we said, Gary and I, this second trailer made us excited for this movie.
Yes, it did.
So now I can't wait to see it. And I'm glad they put out a better second trailer. So we would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't yet, subscribe, hit that like button, please, the YouTube gods, and continue to share and just have everyone know what's going on. And so we can continue having these great videos, turning notifications so you don't miss out on future Real Pastor videos.
Yep.
And that's all Gary has. So we will see you guys next time.